That's number 1 on. I am here. I'm trying to get oh, camera 2 is making all kinds of strange noises. Bring that in a bit. Maybe somewhere around there. I'm not entirely sure if there's the angle I need it at, but I'm going to try that. In any case, right, okay. Hey, how you doing there? Okay, so it's a day like any other. Do you know what? The sun is actually shining here. What wouldn't I give to be able to go outside and sit in the sun? But I can't, because there's no phone signal out there. And if my leg braces give way and I fall over, I will just lie there until I starve to death. Because I live in Somerset and we have no care system in Somerset. We have, well, we all know what a joke the NHS is, huh? Can you imagine if you bought your car breakdown insurance? I was thinking that the other day, you know, on the same theory, you know. Hello, my car's just broken down. Oh dear, that's a shame. Yes, I've been paying in advance for, you know, just such an eventuality since I was 16 years old. Yes, you have, I can see here. Okay, well, I've made a booking and you are number 7,300,000 in the queue. What? 7 million? 7 million, yes, sorry. I was too slow typing your name. 7,400,000's in line now. But I've been paying you in advance, week in, week out for decades. Yeah, you haven't you? You mug. I want my national insurance back so I can go private and get seen in a day. You'll be surprised how many times we hear that. Sadly, this isn't a democracy, it's England. And here's an old song about like a democracy. This is Today, which I've been doing electrically when muscle power is allowed. But I thought I'd try an acoustic version of it this morning. Because it's all about the breakdown in humanity, in case you're wondering why I got onto that little spiel there. When we hear, we tend to think, well, we're immune from all that stuff, you know, because that's the second or the third or the fourth world. We're here. It's anywhere where people in power are making the wrong decisions. Do I need to finish the sentence? I won't. I'm sure you can finish your sentence. I'm not here to proselytize. Observations, not opinions. Songs, not psalms. I can't see nothing now. Grammar, not pictured. I can't see anything. I'm just trying to warm my voice up. I'm picking up from the monitor. So much need, so much hatred and so much greed, so many dying, so many ill, so many crying, so many heartbeats stilled, so much suffering, so little gain. So much stealing, so much pain, so many waylaid, so many rent, so many displaced and dismayed, so many spent. And this is today, and this is today, and this is today, today. And this is today, and this is today. said, so much violence, so much dread, so many bleeding, so many torn, so many pleading, so many babies unborn. So much sorrow, so much plight, so much anguish, so much fright, so many hungry, so many poor, so many angry, so many more. And this is today, and this is today, and this is today, today. And this is today, and this is today, and this is today, today. So much slaughter, so much rage, same old story on every page. So much grieving, so many tears, so little change in so many years. So many excuses, so many lies, so many childless mothers with every sunrise. So much carnage, so little regret, so many corpses, too many to forget. And this is today, and this is today, and this is today, today. And this is today, and this is today, and this is today, today. And this is today, and this is today, and this is today, today. And this is today, and this is today, and this is today, today. And this is today, and this is today, and this is today, 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 today. And this is today, and this is today, and this is today, today. I'm chuckling because I'm thinking how fast I used to play that back in the early 80s, you know. And that was today then. Okay, what shall I do now? Could tune the guitar. How about love? Yeah, what love really means. I do feel kind of, you know, guilty to long-term viewers who see this wall, a huge wall of lyrics and songs. Oh, what else is in there, you know? Sing something different. I mean, the studio versions of the songs, I recorded studio versions. The honest answer is because of the dementia that goes with this plastic disorder, the disorder version of it. Long-term viewers can see there's very little arm left now, and you can't imagine how much pain. So I actually got my home care. I was getting home care. Well, okay. Well, I so-called getting home care, but they weren't giving me any care. So they didn't feed me in 10 days. Just sat there and watched me me starved to death. Because you know how the disorder works, you know, you have peaks and troughs and stuff, you know. And you're, I'm sure some of you are going, why don't you eat now instead of playing the guitar? Because this isn't gut. My intestines are broken down, and I don't have the requisite food which you can only get from the NHS. Well, it's not food, it's like a nutrition drink, but it's a thick sludge, you know. And I don't have any yet. Well, why don't you get any of it? Because I have no GP, and no GP would take me in all of Somerset. So much for the Hippocratic Oath. This is a true story. You'd need to go to my Patreon site to listen to the audio recording. So, after I had to be rushed into hospital because I was pleading with these care workers to call someone to help me. I didn't know who, but you know, I thought my stomach was going to explode. You know, the pain was so bad. They didn't wash me for 10 days. I was in the down slump at that point. And they just came in. The final straw for me was I came out of the hospital on the Wednesday. And they turned up, I think, about 8 o'clock at night. And I'd been up since about 1 a.m. in the morning. The pain got so bad. I was trying to ride it out. But about 7 a.m. I just had to call 111, which in England is it's not the emergency health service. Well, there is no emergency health service, you know. It's just a fallacy, you know. And they just called an ambulance for me straight away, and it arrived an hour later. But really excellent ambulance drivers, Mark and Marcus. Hi, proud of you both for what you do in your job and your humanity as well. You notice that in hospitals, the higher up you go, the less humanity there is. I've spoken to receptionists and they've been amazing. Cleaners, amazing. Ambulance drivers, 95% of them, phenomenal. And you get in and the senior nurse comes and goes, well, I've seen you before. Well, screw you. I apologise for having an illness that is terminal, it's progressive, and causing me to get ill. I mean, you just want to say, well, you know, I've been paying tax for 45 years for this, you know, so... You know, as a teetotal, non-smoking vegetarian that exercised for 40 years until this disease came along and took him out. I think I'd done my bit to stay out of your toxic, stinking hospital. And then you get the doctor and you get some little sprog like that, you know, full of attitude and stuff. Well, you're not going to die, you can go home. You can go home to die. The care workers, some of them are very good, 50% of them are very good human beings. 50% of them, not so much, you know. And they were there because no one else could or would take them. Nothing entirely wrong with that, you know, you don't need to be a brain surgeon to empty a bottle of urine. They told me horror stories, what they see in their job. The one they all quoted was a 90-year-old woman who was sent home from Yeovil Hospital in a taxi at 1 o'clock in the morning. Convinced, and I've had that pressure put on me as well. You're okay, aren't you? Say you're okay, just say you're okay, so you can go home. And she got in the door and she collapsed on the floor, and it was an absolute miracle, they were all saying, because her care had stopped. And then, purely by some kind of quirk of fate or chance, the paperwork had come through early that morning, and they had a spare slot, so they went round. And she was on the floor, stone cold, but alive. And they had to call an ambulance and back in again. And what the NHS idiots don't seem to realise is, it's all very well saying, yeah, we sent them home. But they're back in again in 2 days' time. Because they can't cope at home. Or because they will have another fall, another injury. Because they can't eat. So their stomach breaks down, or their bladder breaks down. And they go back in, and when they go back in, the whole process starts again. 2 nurses got to triage them, someone else has got to, that's the paperwork. Another staff nurse has got to come in, 2 nurses have got to shave your chest or do the ECGs, and it all starts again. Pushing someone else, weeks down the line. I completely forgot where I was going with this story. what was I on about? Oh yeah, the care workers weren't doing anything. Oh yeah, this is a true story. And so I sacked that care workers, and I thought, let's just take it back to basics. And then, as you can hear from the audio recording, if you go to Patreon, so they were sacked. They refused not to come in my house. They said, well, we'll come in your house until social service tells us not to. Never, never. You can hear the anger now. Let's just say it's not a good idea to walk into an Irishman's territory without his permission and say, we're going to stay here whether you like it or not. We're a little bit sensitive about such things. Anyway, 2 days later I finally got them sacked, and they were told, cease and desist, consent has been removed, you're no longer employed. And they came in, you can see the video, threatened me, searched my house. They just barged in, they had no right to be here. Unlawful entry. Refused to go, I had to call the police only when the police were called. You can hear him mocking me, yeah, threatening me. All this coming up into my face like this and everything, like, you know. What a way to treat a paralysed army veteran, huh? No one from adult social care called to say, that's terrible, are you okay? Nah. What they tried to do then was dig themselves out of a hole. I'll show you the emails. Well, you'll see them after I'm dead. But the point of this story is, good people of the world, then the ambulance crew put in another referral for care, proper care, the care that I need, you know, to deal with functionality. This is therapy. This was advised by the neurologist because it has physical movement to try and stave off the wastage. I mean, they deny the actual physical wastage and everything. It has, you're sending endorphins around, and you have mnemonic and synaptic therapy coming at the same time. You don't get that from, I don't know, washing your underwear, I'm afraid to say. Well, that's a washing machine. Anyway, and so this woman said, well, we've seen your YouTube videos, so we're stopping all your care. I said, but these are therapy. And also I've been making a day, but it was the way she was gloating, we've seen you, like they were getting away with it. Every time they've come around on the table here, there's all these little discs here. And they were picking them up and looking at them, and I said, I'm making a daily diary. And there are some when I'm in a bad condition that are in my private YouTube channel, because I don't want my children to see them. And there are some when I'm doing some good in the world, hopefully, you know, and they're very positive, and I put them up. Well, I don't put them up, someone else puts them up. Because, you know, you don't want to see me when I'm bad trying to sing a song, because I couldn't in any case, you know. And so, but she was gloating over it, and I said, you've seen all these. The neurologist said, keep that up, because, you know, that will stave off the progression a little bit, you know. So only in England can you get your care taken away from you because you do your therapy. And it was the hate with which she spat at. I advise you all, just go to Patreon. I was thinking about putting some of the sentences up, actually, and doing some crowdfunding to try and raise funds. I've been trying to get my MPs involved and show them all this, because I record all the conversations. One of these backdrop pictures will show you. Because I'm wearing leg braces, I can't bend down the shoulder. There's a bag there. I've recorded every conversation in Yeovil Hospital. Here's an interesting thing about Yeovil Hospital. So I was in on the Wednesday, and then on the Friday I got a text message through from this social worker. I never got any paperwork, and it said, I've got a report from Yeovil Hospital you were seen walking in Yeovil Hospital. And that's just a complete and utter lie. Who signed it, I don't know. I asked for a copy of the report, I wasn't given one. You were seen walking around Yeovil Hospital. So then I emailed back. Like, Emma's just went back up. And I said, that's very interesting, I said, because I went in with a digital voice recorder. I turned it on as soon as the ambulance crew turned up. And it stayed with me all the time I was in Yeovil Hospital until I got to the discharge lounge. I said, so kindly, please, ask them to send me a still from the CCTV footage of me walking. So this is your hospital, just making it. But a week later, when this woman called, said they changed it from walking to talking after they found out that I recorded every second that I was in there, and you can hear. I mean, you know, it just begat everything, like, you know. And the other thing he said was, he said that they were scrabbling around for anything. And he said, I came around your house and you were sitting up straight. When did I ever say I couldn't sit up straight? I sit up straight when I'm able to sit up straight on my own. The brain's not sending signals. I don't. I slump. But where was I sitting? I'm sorry about this. Somebody might want to put your finger. I was sitting on my commode. So this is how low, this is how disgusting they are. They don't look to care. They look to not care. And when they're found out, to cover up. She said to me, I know why you haven't got a GP. I know. She kept trying to get me to say, I said, I don't know. Because I haven't got a GP, I've got no means to know. I know, she said. It's because you're awkward. So that's what we've come to in England, folks. If you're awkward, then you can't have it. So that's the Hippocratic Oath now, is it? We will save lives and do our duty and worship all with respect all life. Unless someone's a bit cranky after we've found that we've been shown not to do our job properly, then we're going to take them. I said to her, you can hear it. I said, madam, they take rapists, they take murderers, they take drug addicts, they take child abusers. What one might call, the bottom end of society. That's fine. But a grumpy Irishman? And why? So, no GP? No GP? I mean, if the NHS is going to say we're not going to take people awkward, this is why they're just sitting there on their £1 million pension pots, saying no appointments. They won't take anyone. I've been to football matches. Think about this. You go to a football match, and I've seen the referee blow his whistle, and as one, 45,000 people up on their feet, all the names under the sun. Okay, you can never come to a football match again. Why they don't take me is because they know I've been recording the conversations and they know they misdiagnosed me. And it's easier for them not to take me and let me die. I think I've probably talked too much. I'm going to do another version. Why did I put this on? I want to show you what that really means, wasn't I? Yeah, the camera's packed up, so I'm just going to go turn that on. Yeah, I agree with Starfire. Turned in one of my talkie videos, and I hate that because I get so little time when I'm going to play the guitar that I want to play while I can. Anyway, so this song is called I Want to Show You What Love Really Means. And it's kind of an ethos from my life. It's all I know in Baby Blue. I play that. Choose. Why don't I play Choose? My little song cards behind me. Don't kid yourself. That's a nice angry song. I think the person I sang it to deserved it. And it's not just me. You will all have met someone in your life that sold you out. Not even 30 pieces of silver, 30 pieces of copper she sold me down the river for. This won't mean anything to you on camera too, but listen to the video about me talking about adult social care in Somerset. Yeah, I'm keeping the MPs involved. That was the other thing I was going to say. I'm talking to the other camera now. They don't want to know either. No interest. Remember that when you come to vote next time around, folks. Just trying to work out another arrangement. I might try a slow version. 2, 3, 4. I was feeling, didn't know if it was right or wrong. By the time I knew I was in love with you, the moment had been strong enough to succeed. I didn't want you shot by rumor mongers whose hearts are full of evil deeds. I was already dead when you met me, and you brought me back to life. But the circumstances kept keeping us apart. It's been like living on the edge of a knife. Don't know what to do now. I can't go forward and I can't go back. You've already been dressed in white, and I'm still wearing black. I want to walk in the rain with you. I want to hear all about your dreams. I want to shield you from the sorrows of the world and show you what love really means. I threw myself out. I could see myself bobbling around in the viewfinder. The reason is because I have very limited amount of leg muscle left, and to do these standing things. So what you can't see is there's a walking frame behind me, so I lean back into that, and I've got leg braces on, which I purchased for myself because the NHS. I mean, you know, even the aids I've got, they did supply the commode, although it's an open one, not a closed one. You want to put anyone off their lunch. The crutches, I was supposed to be getting neurophysiotherapy. This was 6th of October 21. We're in 29 years on that. We're in 23 now, and it was going to start. And he said, well, I don't, this is a physiotherapist. He said, well, neurophysiotherapy is outside my scope, he said, but I'll give you some crutches. I was using a tripod, the camera tripod. It's a good invention, actually. I should have copyrighted it. and I was using that as a walking frame. You know. Again, I was saying, you know, to pick this up, I was saying about the people in hospitals. You go in, I went in where she balanced on this tripod, because the taxi driver said, well, you have to pay a fortune for a wheelchair taxi. It's £75 to get from here into Yeovil and back in a wheelchair taxi. You know, that's a week's rent, almost, you know. And a lot of you are there going, you only pay £75 a week rent? Yeah, I've been in the house for 50 years. I've been paying rent for all those 50 years, you know. I'm thinking two people in particular here, but it applies to all of them. They have these volunteers and they have these very junior reception people that, you know, and they're junior in their job title but not in their humanity. I mean, you know, doctors are on strike. We want a 35% pay raise. Here's the thing. Anyway, I was going to say, so these people, just amazing. And the humanity, not just to me, although I'm speaking firsthand as the experience. You see, and they come on, let me get you a wheelchair, and someone said, yes madam, they stopped and they wheeled you down into the x-ray. As it was that time, the first time, the second time was speech and language therapist. And the third time, in fact, was to see the neurologist. This is England for you. My then GP wanted me to be seen by a different neurologist than the one that had diagnosed me. They all refused. They said, no, you've got to see the original one. Again. And I beg everyone, taking a voice recorder with you, if you saw what was in the report that I got back, and then you listen to the audio recordings on it, you think this guy should be sectioned under the Mental Health Act, or in jail. You see that they take out the bits that is pertinent to their career. I was going to go on to something else then. Oh yeah, I mean, just that was at the very start. And the report said when I came in, Mr. Murphy was asleep in the waiting room. I was unconscious. I'd fallen out of the wheelchair. I blacked out because of these blackouts, you see, because I had a ischemic heart condition, which they now seem to be denying. But I mean, I've had it. I was diagnosed with it in 1966, and it's, you know, so it was on my record from 1966. It was the reason I couldn't get into the RAF. It's on my army medical record in the 70s. I only just scraped in, you know, had I not been going into intelligence, and the army would never have taken me, you know. The first time a gun goes off, you'll have a heart attack and go. I think the army pension in those days was like 8 pence or something, you know. Good old Napoleon it was. Have I got any tape left to do tomorrow? I did write a kind of nice song last night. I don't really want to do this on the tape when I've probably talked so much there now. I'm going to have to come across and have a look at what it says on the clock there. Okay. Well, you know what? I've talked you out there, so thank you so much for your patience. This isn't much of a music one, but it's all pertinent, I guess, in that, you know, my songs are, if you go through them, you know, they're all about injustice. Even the love songs, you know, sometimes they're about the injustice, you know, because even if you're in love with someone and someone's in love with you, there might be someone else there that was in love with one of you or the other person, and their heart's been broken by the fact that, you know, A and B might be together, but C might be, you know, having their heart broken because they're not with either A or B. And so I always think of that. I'm not a pessimist, you know, it's a wonderful world. And take it from me, when you're dying, that's when you realise just what a wonderful world it is. And so I would leave you with the lesson that I've learned very harshly over the last 2 years. There are no bad days. There are no bad days. Every day is a good day. Because the worst day of your life is the one that you'll never see. Wherever you two in the world, peace and love. Except to certain people. I'm sorry, I'm a nice guy, but there are some people I just cannot forgive.